Hey Kip, good morning. This is Neil Barnhill. Hey, nice to meet you. Wanted to compare you here to Ricky Fowler. I know you got a different swing than him, but main thing is the setup. He has a very solid setup, and that's what I wanted to focus on. There's three things I want you to get better at that will help you immediately, and it'll take a little bit of work, but let me point those out to you. I want you to look at Ricky Fowler's grip here. It's got more of a neutral grip. You're going to have a stronger grip than that, but what I mean by that is like his V's are pointing more in between his right shoulder and right ear, that's the guidelines of where you want the V's pointing. Yours, let's look at it. Your right hand is way under, your left hand is strong. I'd rather see that than a weak grip, but this can cause some issues when you get too strong. I would just like to see you shore that up a little bit and not have it quite as strong, and maybe have the V's pointing, like I said, you can go right shoulder, but you're probably out here with your right hand especially. So we need to get those V's where they're pointing within those guidelines, okay? That'd be the first thing. Second thing is your hand position. And what I mean by that is look at where Ricky's hands are hanging. They're more center of his body here. Okay, your hands are forward pressed. You actually got the shaft leaning here, like almost like a chipping shot. See, it's over here to the left. Okay, so we could change that off the bat. So the grip, get the butt end of the club hanging more center of your body, which is going to come to the third thing at setup, which I want you to get better at, which is look at his shoulder. Can't see from this angle, but you actually can with yours. Your left shoulder is open compared to his, is aiming left compared to your hips and your feet. So if you centered your hands better, your shoulder would come more around and it would be more square or pointing at the same direction as your hips and your feet. That's a big point of emphasis. Also, too, having your hands more centered is going to help when we watch your takeaway. You get disconnected right off the bat. But those three things I want you to change at setup are going to help with the one thing at takeaway. Okay, so let's watch Ricky when he goes back. I've got the red lines for the hips and the blue line for your head, and we want to stay within those lines on the backswing with the legs, and our head should stay relatively still. So let's watch Ricky as he goes back here. You can see a nice wide takeaway. That was the other thing I wanted you to see, was right there. He has got his arms straight. I mean, that butt end of that club is pointing to his body here, almost like his belly button there. He's very connected. Okay, you take it back, and mainly because you're set up. All right, let's watch it here. Your right arm's bent at that point. You can see you kind of turn, your head moves a little bit off of it. But right there, your shaft's pointing down the fairway, okay? So that's going to cause some issues. So I'm going to give you a drill. I'm going to write it up for you, a game plan here. But the takeaway would be the biggest thing after the setup, to just turn connected where you have that butt end of the club pointing at your belly halfway back. So basically, it's going to be like a handshake. You're going to turn your upper body almost as if you were holding a medicine ball, and use your core, your ribs, your chest, and turn everything. You're just basically picking the club and turning, fanning the club open. Okay, so and it's a common problem because the club doesn't weigh much, and it's probably one of the most common things I see as a teacher is the takeaway not getting correctly taken back. All right, so he continues. You can see how well he just turns, keeps everything in the barrel. His leg, that's just a great turn there. Obviously, you may not get it in this position because he's just so flexible. All right, let's watch. So then, because you're lifting it, okay, I want you to watch your head. And a lot of that you're seeing at the end there is a result of how you're taking it back. Now, the good news is Hey, I tell you what, you're not swaying, you're keeping your hips inside the red lines. You've actually got good angles as far as like, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Like load it up here. But the old saying goes, you know, what goes up must come down. So let's watch and see what happens with Rory. I mean, not Rory, but Ricky here. It keeps going, so then he's going to drive his legs. You can see that. I mean, he has that nice lateral move. And then his head's going to stay behind the ball, get tremendous extension. Okay. All right, you're going to go down. You stay behind the ball well, and you got some lateral movement there. So you're just losing some power by going up and down. You don't quite have the torque of turning back. So that's pretty good. Your feet twist a little bit there. Okay, I'd want to work on that too, but it's probably the up and down movement. So let's talk about what we can immediately fix. Three things that set up, and then that takeaway, getting it better, and where your head doesn't go up on the backswing so much, okay? So if you can look in a mirror or look in a reflection on a mirror, or like, you know, you're somewhere at the house where you can see a reflection of your swing going back, to turn and have that butt end of the club halfway back, pointing at your belly button, and then just keep turning back and not raise up. That's going to help you a lot because you do a lot of good things. So that would be the main things to focus on right now. All right, we're going to look at these down the line. Hey, Kip, it's Neil again. Hey, I've got Justin Rose to the right. I know he's a little bit different body build, a little bit taller guy, but angles is the one thing I wanted to look at with you. So from this angle, you can see we just need to get your back a little straighter. I'm going to show you this. This is pretty cool. Let's go up here, show you his knee flex. Okay, let's get. That's right there. 147 degrees, and we'll go right here. He's just got a lot straighter back than you do. You don't have to get perfect with this, but you just need to improve it a little bit. So when we come up with yours here, all right. Okay, so the main thing at this point, knees aren't too bad. You just need to stick your hips back a little bit, and then probably move in a little closer to the ball and get your hands hanging a little bit. But we need to get the top part of your back up here a little straighter. Just need to get, you know, where that's not so rounded. So pull your shoulder blades together. Main thing, like you stick your hips back and have the back end of the belt buckle kind of higher on the back end, like you can see right here, that right there where he is. That's just different, and you could work on that. Just get a little bit better, and that's going to help your legs on the downswing too, where you're going to have more stability. Okay, so let's take that off. I want to show you that first off. So that's one thing that you're set up again. Okay, so hands should hang. Let's draw a line down here so you see this. This is chin. Hands are hanging right underneath his chin. So your hands are a little bit too far from it. So you're going to need to move in to where your hands are right underneath your chin. So that'll help you also with your balance. So you need to move that in. So that's 5 things that setup we have. All right, I'm gonna make a list for you on that, but they add up. Okay, so all right, let's cool thing is things you can change that will affect your swing a lot without, you know, you just thinking swing. Like I told a lot of my students is, you know, it's easy to just start trying to fix your swing and not address the setup. But if you can get your setup better, you'll be amazed at how much better that will affect you right off the bat. So let's talk about swing plane here again. All right, we're going to draw a line here for this. Okay, and okay. All right, so you should be on that swing plane, that red line when you go back. Let's watch Justin first here. So as he goes back, he is going to have it pretty much dialed in on that line. Perfect. Okay, when you go back, immediately inside, which is a common move we see, but again, it's from the setup. But you can see that shaft is pointing. So right here, this is like from another angle, this is pointing more at his body. That's connected. Yours is pointing down the fairway, that's disconnected. That means he's turning his upper body with the club as he's taking it back, and you are not. Okay, so let's continue with Justin here. Goes back, very still with his head. You can see you raise up there again. Okay. Then he drops it straight down on the line, inside out, bam, extended. I tell you what, you make a pretty good move there. You do drop it, you drop your head too, but and you make a good move there. You stay behind the ball, you're coming inside out. It's just a little, I mean, you got too much tilt here. You know, let's look at that tilt. That it's just different how the angles are. I mean, you're not too bad, but it's just more the legs. The legs are in a lot different position. You're spinning more. But not bad swing path. So like I said earlier, we can get these 5 things that set up, and then we're going to work on that takeaway getting better with the head staying still in the backswing, and you're going to see a tremendous improvement. All right, I'm going to send this to you. Look for the email too with the written plan of attack.